Welcome in, everyone. Meteorologist Shane Smith here with you. It is Wednesday, August the 19th, 2026. Hope you're doing well on this Wednesday evening, as we are doing a little bit of a live. No imminent severe weather right now, but we are watching a threat of severe weather during the overnight tonight for portions of Kentucky. If this is your first time finding me online, whether on YouTube, Facebook, or TikTok, I'm a Kentucky-based digital meteorologist. Used to do broadcasting full-time, been teaching the last several years, but I still do broadcast part-time and digital now. And wanted to drop in and give you my thoughts on tonight's severe weather threats for Kentucky. So thanks for joining us. Let us know in the comments where you're joining from. I see Todd joining us on YouTube from Mount Vernon up in Rockcastle County. Thank you very much for joining us. Let us know in the comments or in the chat. Can we do lose Delaware? Let me see if I can find it. That was... out there, right on the coast. It was a request that came in from Sage on... This is Radar Omega currently. Radar Omega. So Sage on TikTok asking about the weather in Delaware. Normally we talk about Kentucky on here, but we'll pop over to Delaware real quick. We try to help folks out when we can. Let me switch to this one. All right, nothing in the next little bit. You go to a previous run. Did the 18Z not load all the way? That's wild. Yeah, so nothing overnight for Delaware. But I want to focus on Kentucky because Kentucky is my bread and butter. I may come back a little bit later for you folks on TikTok. But so if you're just joining us, no severe weather active in the bluegrass right now, but we do have the potential for some overnight tonight. I see Ed joining from Somerset, Fisher from Somerset, It Matters from Rockcastle County, Michael Hall joining us from Central Kentucky. So thank you guys. So let's talk about what's going on tonight. Right now, high pressure flexing its muscle. Let me turn that off. Nobody wants to hear the Sports Center alert tone. High pressure flexing. We're staying nice and dry right now across the bluegrass. But we do have an area of low pressure off to our west. And a couple of frontal systems. Now, what's likely going to happen tonight, we're going to see this system diving in from northwest Missouri, continue to come to the southeast. And that may spark off some additional showers and thunderstorms tonight and could impact western Kentucky. So the main threats tonight are out in western Kentucky. This does look like it's going to be a late evening and overnight event for western Kentucky. It will push its way eastward through the overnight, probably end up in my backyard around London 6, 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. It should weaken some overnight, especially because it's not been as hot. We don't have as much fuel, but there's still the ingredients coming together for the potential of severe weather. So let's talk about those ingredients real quick. We're going to start off over on the Kentucky Mesonet. Take a look at those current air temperatures, and you can see they're into the low 80s. Now, typically this time of year, for a big severe weather threat, you want mid 80s, low 90s, above that. So we don't have a ton of heat to work with, but there is a fair amount of moisture out there. Dew points running right around 70. Not as humid as it has been, but it's still a little bit on the sticky side out there. So there is heat, there is humidity, and there is going to be just enough wind shear that I think we've got to at least watch for the potential of a few isolated rounds of severe weather. All this data coming to you courtesy of the Kentucky Mesonet. You can find them at kymesonet.org if you're not familiar with them. Kentucky Mesonet is an awesome project out of Western Kentucky University. It's a network of 80 plus real-time weather observation sites around the state. They provide us plenty of data about all the variables with the weather, temperature, wind speed, pressure, humidity, all that good stuff, and it helps us to monitor the weather real time. And that data is fed into the weather models that tries to give us a little bit more of an accurate forecast. So with those ingredients coming together tonight, we do have a slight risk of severe weather according to the Storm Prediction Center for Western Kentucky. So let's take a look at some of the communities in that slight risk. It's a 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. This does include Paducah, Clinton, Murray, Rosiclare, Hopkinsville, Princeton, Madisonville, Morganville, Calhoun, Owensboro, you're barely into it, Lewisburg, Kentucky, and Russellville. And at Dareville, you're right on the line. So that is where the slight risk of severe weather is tonight in Kentucky. So this is definitely more of a Western Kentucky event. But as we go out and zoom out a little bit, you can see several major towns in Kentucky under a 1 out of 5 on the severe weather threat scale tonight, a marginal risk. Places like Covington, Lexington, Maysville, Berea, Monticello and Somerset, Columbia, Tompkinsville, Campbellsville, Danville, E-Town, Frankfort, Louisville, all under a marginal risk. So there is a chance of severe weather through the evening and overnight for pretty much about 2/3 of the state of Kentucky. Now, by the time it gets to eastern Kentucky, I do believe it's going to die down some. So for you folks watching in Lilly or in London, Corbin, our chances of severe weather are very low. And honestly, anything we get would likely be Thursday morning, not tonight. Now let's break down the individual categories and take a look at those. We'll first start with the tornado threat. And there is a 2% risk area out in far western Kentucky. So there is going to be enough shear in the atmosphere, enough spin to possibly cause some tornadoes in this green. Now, it's not a great chance. It's only a 2% chance. But pull a deck of cards, pick the card, and if you pick the card correctly, guess what? You're getting a tornado. Well, that's the kind of odds you would be seeing with a 2% chance. So not impossible, but not super likely. Turn that one off. We'll go to the wind potential. So that same area does have a better chance of damaging winds tonight. That's a 15% chance of damaging winds. That's winds at least 58 miles per hour. And a 5% chance for that area that was under the marginal risk. So think about that. That's a 1 in 20 shot of seeing damaging winds in the brown tonight. Then we can pop the hail on. There is a small hail chance out in western Kentucky, 5%. So once again, not a very big chance of hail tonight for western Kentucky. But there is just enough of a chance of each of those that we do want to be on the lookout. We do want to make sure we've got multiple ways of getting severe weather information tonight. We also want to make sure we have a way to possibly wake us up in the middle of the night. And the best bet for that is a NOAA weather radio. Highly recommend, if you do not have one of these, get that plugged back in. if you don't have a NOAA weather radio, it's a good investment to make if you're living in the state of Kentucky. We can see severe weather any month out of the year here in Kentucky. The weather radio is pretty much like a smoke detector, but for severe weather. Anytime a warning is issued for your county, when you program it, it'll give you that warning. It'll sound a siren, wake you up, and trust me, even if you're a heavy sleeper, this thing will wake you up. I sleep like the dead. This thing is loud enough to wake me up. They even have kits you can get to attach to them if you're hard of hearing, that it will vibrate your pillow to wake you up, and also have a flashing strobe beacon. So there's some things there that can help out if you are hearing impaired. Thanks for joining us from Corbin, Tiffany, and William from Princeton, Kentucky. Now, not only do we have the risk of severe weather tonight, we also have the risk of heavy rain. In fact, the Weather Prediction Center has placed a good chunk of western Kentucky under a slight risk of excessive rainfall. That's a 15% chance of flash flooding, while a good chunk of central and eastern Kentucky is under a 5% chance, a marginal risk. So even though we don't have the severe weather threat here in like London and Corbin or over into Moorhead, there is that chance of flooding. So tonight is definitely one of those nights you want to be weather aware. So a lot of folks are probably wondering, how does this all play out? Well, we're going to take a look at a couple of different models, a couple different potential scenarios. If you've got questions, post them up in the chat. I'm going to go over, check on TikTok right now. JXRDNFV on TikTok asking, how we looking for Florence tonight? Florence, I think, is okay. I don't think we'll see severe weather in Florence tonight. There's a small chance. But there is a potential for some heavy rain, especially tomorrow morning up in Florence. Louisville, kind of a similar situation. Small chance of severe weather tonight, better chances of heavy rain. So I saw that from Yo $on on TikTok. Carla Hill asking about London, Lilly, Corbin, so southern end of Laurel County. And for folks on TikTok, I'm focusing mainly on Kentucky right now. I can answer some of your questions in just a minute. Owensboro may get a few strong storms tonight, Logan. So let's map out the future. This is the Future Radar product from the HRRR weather model, the High Resolution Rapid Refresh. So this model has struggled recently, but overall, it's one of the better models for trying to forecast thunderstorms. So here we are, 1 a.m. Eastern Time, midnight Central Time, and you're noticing pretty good line of boomers rolling through Paducah, rolling towards Madisonville. Now, I want to get a little nerdy with y'all for a second and show you this sounding. So this is what we call a skew-T diagram. This shows you different levels of the atmosphere vertically. On the right side here, we are looking at wind, speed, and direction. The two lines, the green line is dew point, the red line is temperature, and down here you'll have a bunch of different severe weather indices. One thing to note here, the PWatt or PWatt, precipitable water, 2.3 inches. That means if you were to take all the water in the atmosphere, wring it out in an hour, that could drop 2.5 inches or just under to about 2 1/3 in an hour. That's why we're concerned a little bit about flash flooding tonight. Princeton. See that question on YouTube from William about Princeton. If the HRRR model is correct, sometime between midnight and 1 o'clock your time, Central Time, you're going to have a pretty good little thunderstorm roll through. And one thing to notice with that supercell composite index, 10.1, that means there's a pretty good chance of a severe thunderstorm. When you get that high of a supercell composite. Also, you've got that high precipitable water again. So, these storms tonight are going to contain a lot of heavy rain. So it's going to start in western Kentucky. Here we are once again. This is the future radar. Notice that's showing just a full-on squall line running from Mayfield to Marion, 1 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Eastern. Kay on YouTube asking about Eastern Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky, I am thinking if we get anything, it's going to be early tomorrow morning. So let's broaden back out to the state view. We're going to hit the play button, push it forward a little bit. So here we are, 4 a.m. Eastern, 3 o'clock Central Time. Bowling Green, you're seeing pretty good thunderstorms. Heavy rain across most of western Kentucky, if this model is correct. Litchfield, heavy rain. Hodgenville, Magnolia, heavy rain. E-Town, it'll be getting ready to come down. So if you're up towards my buddy George's neck of the woods, Weather Now, Kentucky, just be on the lookout. About 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning up there. So here we go, 5 a.m. Central, or 5 a.m. Eastern, 4 Central, and then 6 a.m. So 6 a.m. Somerset. It's going to be on your doorstep. Campbellsville, Columbia. You're going to be seeing a gully washer. Monticello, pretty good thunderstorm rolling in about 6 o'clock in the morning for y'all. Lexington and Nicholasville, the storms will start moving in your direction, but notice the heaviest of the action stays south of Interstate 64 tonight. Still some heavy rain and storms back across western Kentucky. Here we are, 7 a.m. It crosses the I-75 corridor. So places like London and Corbin, Williamsburg, between about 6:30 and 7:30 a.m. tomorrow, it may get a little stormy. I'm going to have a pretty wet drive to work. Hazard, Harlan, this probably starts rolling in your neck of the woods between 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Not severe at that point, but some moderate to heavy rain. And then we keep the moderate to heavy rain going down near the Tennessee border through early afternoon tomorrow. So that's according to the HRRR model. This particular run right now is only going out till 11 a.m. tomorrow. And in that time, parts of western Kentucky may pick up 2 to 3 inches of rain. So that's why we're concerned about the potential for flash flooding overnight in western Kentucky. So if you know folks west of Bowling Green, so places like Paducah, Madisonville, Murray, Hopkinsville, Russellville, let them know, hey, y'all may have some pretty heavy rain tonight, some strong storms. Share this stream with them. Let them know, hey, we got some potential for some strong weather tonight. Make sure you got a way to get those weather warnings overnight. See a question from Fish on TikTok about Corinth and Brent from Tompkinsville. We'll get both of those real quick. Let me pop back over here. We'll get Corinth first. If I remember correctly, that's up near Dry Ridge. Let me... Yeah, so Corinth tonight. Not expecting anything severe. Let's see if we can get y'all to show up on the map. There y'all are. And not even really too much heavy rain. Just kind of some moderate rain tomorrow morning, about 6 or 7 in the morning. Maybe a rumble of thunder or two in Corinth, so not too bad. Let's go down to Tompkinsville. Had a request for that. I think it was Tompkinsville. Let me double check. Oh, my search tool's not working. Oh, there it is. There we go. Now, Tompkinsville could get a little interesting tomorrow morning. So here we are, 5 a.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock Central. Pretty good little thunderstorm rolling through. So yeah, between 4 and 5 a.m., y'all going to have a pretty good little storm blast through Tompkinsville, and then you've just got a ton of heavy rain tomorrow morning. Y'all may pick up an inch or two through the course of the morning tomorrow. Wayland area in Floyd County. Wayland not looking bad tonight. Y'all may get a little bit of rain tomorrow, but nothing too crazy. Jamie. Real tweaks on Columbia. Twex? Columbia is going to probably have some heavy rain and strong storms about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. And then you're going to see several hours of heavy rain. Probably a good 4 to 6 hour window of some real steady to heavy rain in Columbia. Shirley on YouTube asking about, will Louisville see a lot of rain? Louisville Metro, I think the worst is going to go south of you guys. But into downtown, you may pick up about a quarter to a half inch tonight. And we can swap the radar back over to precip estimation, or the model, I should say. Yeah, like the HRRR is saying you guys get less than 1/10 of an inch tonight. I think it may be a little bit more than that. Ashley Noble on Facebook asking, any severe for Breathitt in the morning? Not expecting anything severe in far eastern Kentucky tomorrow morning. Baseball Mom asking about Laurel County. Laurel County, nothing severe. We're going to probably have some heavy rain tomorrow, starting about 6 a.m., going through about lunchtime. Manny asking about Florence, Kentucky. Florence should be fine. Some light rain, nothing too major. Shelby Lee on TikTok asking about in Bullitt County. Yeah, just a little bit of rain overnight. Nothing too severe in that direction. Hey, appreciate that, Manny. Mama O, Prestonsburg. Just some rain tomorrow morning, dear. Eastern Kentucky, this one shouldn't be hopefully too bad tomorrow morning. Becky Smith and Sumaya McDaniel both asking about London Corbin kind of area. Heavy rain possible tomorrow morning, about 5, 6 a.m. We'll say about 6-ish if the HRRR is right. We'll pull up some of the other models here in a second. Or this is 7 a.m. 6, 7. Hey, Doc. But yeah. 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. So Manchester, you're probably going to get it about 7:30, 8 a.m. 6, 7 a.m. Lexington. So if y'all are commuting along I-75 tomorrow morning between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m., it's going to suck. Just flat out. If that model's right, a lot of driving rain. Just take it easy out there. It's going to be heavy rain. And once again, a lot of water in the atmosphere tomorrow. Let me show this again. So we'll zoom in. Like London at 7 a.m. tomorrow. We're going to take a look at that sounding. Precipitable water there, 1.96 inches. So that means if you were to take all the water in the atmosphere and wring it out at once, you would get about 2 inches of rain out of that. That is a lot of rain. Anytime you start seeing those plot values, precipitable water up around 2 inches, that's some gully washing kind of rain. That's a Katie bar the door. It's going to be a slow go. Take it easy. Hydroplaning, very easy to do in that kind of rain. Hey, my pleasure, Carla. Happy to help. Thanks for popping on. Yeah, so London, heavy rain tomorrow morning between 7 a.m. and we'll say lunchtime. That's one model's take on things. We can take a look at a couple of the others. We'll pull up the rapid refresh. See what it is saying. So it's trying to pop a few storms early. It's showing the heavier action coming in a little farther north than the HRRR, but then kind of coalescing into a squall line. Ugh. Yeah, Bowling Green 5 a.m. If that one is right, ugh. That'd be a lot of wind and heavy rain. Then that has it coming through London about 7 or 8. And once again, this is just another model's take. The thing when you look at weather models, we are looking for patterns. We are looking for trends. They are guidance, not gospel. So this gives us an idea of what to expect. This is a different version of the rapid refresh. It's showing strong storms western Kentucky about 1 o'clock. A little bit stronger in central Kentucky than some of the other models. That's just interesting to note. And I'm just want to be blunt with y'all. None of the models have done particularly well the last few weeks. They have really struggled in this pattern. Here's a good old NAM model. Kind of similar to the rapid refresh. Too much convective feedback. There's a reason they're getting ready to retire that old thing. I am curious. Oh, no, that's not available. We've got some new models to play with and look at here in the next couple of days. But we'll stick with the HRRR for now. Hey, my pleasure, Carla, and thank the our good friends over at the Rotary Club. Did an awesome thing. I got to be if you're wondering what she was talking about on Facebook, we did a weather radio giveaway after the tornado last year hit London, and I was able to go out and help them program some weather radios and do some talking about how to prepare for severe weather. So I was happy to do that, and thank you for coming out to that. Good folks over at the Rotary Club of London and Laurel County. Checking just a couple different social media channels, seeing if there's any other questions. Anybody want to look at the extended forecast? There you go. Now it's also been scrolling above us. Clarkson, Kentucky. I'm not familiar with that town off the top of my head, but we can look it up real quick. Oh, out south of Litchfield, southeast of Litchfield. Okay. So yeah, if the HRRR model's right, Tammy, be on the lookout about 3 or 4 o'clock Central Time in the morning. I think you guys are Central Time out there. 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Central Time. Y'all may have some heavy rain and storms roll through. And I think y'all are going to see heavy rain for a couple hours tomorrow morning once it sets in. Let me switch back over to that radar and I can show you that. Or that future radar from the HRRR model. There's Litchfield. So you would be like down here. This is 4 a.m. Eastern. That's 5 a.m. So, Western Kentucky, Gilbertsville, from Brandon on YouTube. Okay, over there south of Calvert City. Looks like for y'all, probably a pretty good storm about 1 or 2 in the morning. Tried to make it pop up in the map. I couldn't. So yeah, pretty good thunderstorm. That's 3 o'clock Eastern, so starts about 1 o'clock in the morning. The worst of it picks up around 2 o'clock. Hope that answers your question, Brandon. Oh, Nate the weather guy on TikTok asking, this is Aguacero weather that I'm showing right now. The version I'm showing is a paid version. So Nate the weather dude, yeah, this is Aguacero weather. I will. So I'm on one of the advanced plans. I'm on the creator plan for that one, Nate. Highly customizable. Really, really recommend it if you're a weather enthusiast. One of the nice things with it too is you can do real-time radar as well. So this is all like model data, but say you wanted to look at radar right now. Let me load up a different scene real quick. Give me just a second. Okay, so we could go and I've got warnings turned off up here. Let me turn on all the warnings. It's like we can go to the worst warning in the country right now. There's a considerable flash flood warning over near Bellefontaine, Illinois. So that is, for those of y'all asking, that is aguaceraweather.com. I'll post that in the chat. Hey, thank you, Terry. So that's what that's the software I'm using. So it's really cool. I'm super happy to be a supporter of Aguacera. The developer, he is super responsive to requests. Been doing just a fantastic job building this product up over the last few months. And it's with all the weather software out there, it's actually very very affordable. His name's Michael Barletta is the guy that develops it, and he does a phenomenal job with that. So once again, if you're just joining us, my name is meteorologist Shane Smith. It's about 7:30. We're going to be wrapping this up in just a minute. But we are watching for the potential of severe weather overnight in western Kentucky. We are going to see heavy rain and the potential of some damaging winds. Yes, Nate, that is an updated version. This is version 6.2.3. Just came out today. Fisher, time frame for Somerset. Here we go. About 7 in the morning for you, my friend, over there in Pulaski County. About 7 a.m. This is the brand new run of the HRRR, so it's a little different than earlier, but got kind of the same general idea. And as I've mentioned before, folks, this gives us an idea. This isn't gospel truth. This is just a good idea at what could happen. The models, they've been struggling lately. Trish Steele, Hazard. Hazard, I'm not expecting anything severe, but y'all may get some heavy rain about 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Last for a couple hours, probably into the early afternoon. Gamer, I am on the creator level of Aguacera, so I'm on the highest level. But one of the things I really like about it is it lets me put in these custom banners, lets me really tweak out the look of it. You can put highlights on certain states or certain counties or areas. So, I cover Kentucky, so most of my maps have a Kentucky highlight on them. Really, really good software. And if you happen to subscribe and you jump on the old Discord, tell Michael, old Shane Smith sent you over. All right, so to recap real quick, low-end severe weather threat tonight out in western Kentucky. 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. Paducah, Murray, Hopkinsville, Madisonville, Owensboro, Morganfield. That's your best threat of severe weather. You get into central and south central Kentucky, we go to that 1 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. Still have the potential of heavy rain through most of the state tomorrow, so flash flooding something we're going to have to keep a close eye on. Speaking of the rain, how much rain could we see between now and then? Between now and 11 o'clock tomorrow. Actually, we can fast forward that on the new run of the HRRR. Not as aggressive, but still, once again, showing several spots getting 1 to 2 inches. It won't take a lot of rain to cause flooding in some communities right now with everything we've seen over the last 2 weeks. So that's going to do it for me tonight. If you need severe weather warnings for Kentucky, follow me on X or on Facebook and turn on the notifications. You can find me on Facebook, meteorologist Shane Smith. On Twitter, I am S. Smith Weather. Also S. Smith Weather on TikTok or Instagram, so you can follow me there for updates. And I always post videos on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, and that's also where I do my live streaming at. So if you guys have enjoyed the content tonight, the discussion about the weather here in Kentucky, hit that subscribe button, that follow button, share it out. Any kind of support for the channel is super appreciated. For those of y'all that don't know me, I'm a former broadcast meteorologist, worked 7 years full-time in TV, transitioned into teaching. I'm a media teacher over here in southern Kentucky. Still do weather on TV on the side, but over the last couple of years I've been really giving this digital thing a try, because I know that's the way of today. It's not the way of the future, it's the way of today. And the fun weather fact about me is Ryan Hall was my intern all the way back in 2014. Ryan's a super good dude. He learned a lot from me back then, and I've learned a lot from him recently with all the things he's been able to do in the digital weather space. So I give him all the kudos in the world, and appreciate the insights he has shared with me. That's a dude that knows how to go get it, and I'm super proud of him, and super glad to have been a small part of his success, and trying to find some success in my own in the digital space now. So that's going to wrap it up. May have an update later. We'll see. And you can find those warnings on my Facebook page, Meteorologist Shane Smith, or on Twitter at @SmithWeather. So until next time, Kentucky, take